Welcome back to another episode. You're a glutton for punishment. I'll be your host, the actor who plays Piper Doug. So, as per last week's video, we will be installing the programmer in this truck. Except we're not installing the programmer in this truck. Why is that, Piper Doug? Because the truck and the programmer don't want to talk to each other. And I tell you one thing, I sure wish that I had bought an H&S tuner and not Billy Dog, because Billy Dog are absolute garbage to work with. Now, we should have probably understood something was going on when the box arrived from Scamazon and the seals were already cut on the box. So Piper Dog went to download the tunes onto the SIM card via this little doohickey into the laptop. That wouldn't work. So go to the backup, and they have it written right in the instructions, which means this must go wrong quite a lot. So, using the supplied hardware, because it must go wrong that often, plug the computer, which is this piece of Tupperware, plugged that into the laptop, got the tunes downloaded from the interwebs, which apparently the most recent tunes are from 2021. Yeah. Hooked up to the internet as of today, and it's still reading 2021 updates. Not impressed. So, I did it 3 times because this has gone wrong more than that. So, with the tunes uploaded, plug it into the truck, and you go through all of the process. Like I said, I have it plugged in to the OBD2 scanner. I have all of the hardware hooked up. And then this comes up. Every time that comes up. And that does not come up in any of the troubleshooting guides on the internet, on any of their websites, on that thing, on the instructions, or anywhere. And try to get hold of somebody at Billy Dog? Yeah, good luck with that. So yeah, Piper Dog's not in a good mood. Something that's only supposed to take half an hour at the tops. I've been at it for 2 nights. Lucky enough, this truck is not actually dead in the water, because it did not pull any of the factory program settings from the truck before it even started going haywire. That's the only positive point to this. Because if it had done that, this truck would be dead. This truck would not go anywhere. I would have to have it towed to a Dodge dealership, and that would suck big time. And have them check the VIN number, track down the factory settings, and put them in it. And gosh knows how much that would cost. So, I'm walking away from this for now. Oh my god, I honestly didn't think that would work. Now, there's probably a lot of you out there going, I have done that before. So I'm a long way from the yard with a punctured tractor. And well, I can't leave the tractor out here. So what did they do? Put a chain to the loader around the axle and lifted the axle with the loader of the tractor it's attached to. And it worked. Now, like I said, there's probably a lot of you out there who've already done this. I know Ed Gosling will have done this. That's the first time for me. I've never done this before. It worked. Normally what we do is we jack up one side and we put shims under this side and we go. But because this has been repaired, I thought that might be too much pressure on the welds. So I was trying to figure out how to do this. Oh, there you go. There's a first for Piper Doug. As long as that hook, that little pin holds, we'll take her easy. Because I've got a 3-year-old oat straw bale these guys are supposed to be eating back there. Yeah. Okay. Gonna do some sketchy stuff again. Do-da, do-da. Gonna do some sketchy stuff again. Oh, the do-da day. Oh, the do-da day. Again. Oh, the do-da day. Gonna do some sketchy stuff again. Oh, the do-da day. Oh, I know there's a whole lot of what on the earth are you doing now? The dugout pipers. Well, let me set the scene. That was a cold and stormy winter's day. First week of January. We have a 3-wheeler John Deere. So, the tire's pooched. I had a sneaking suspicion it was. And if you're looking at the other one, you'll be like going, the other one's not too bright either. Yeah, that's why. The tire did not get a puncture, the tire let go. That's why it went down all of a sudden like, and Piper Duck never saw it. Now, this goes back to why the casting under the tractor broke and the axle fell off. It seems our previous tractor owner, that big snowblade that he had on it, his little part-time job of pushing snow in the local town where he's from, apparently he maybe should have rethought the size of tractor he had for the size of blade he had. So not only did it wreck the casting, but yeah, the tires, they're done, they're shot, they're pooched. So, we'll not be getting the tire back today because I took it over yesterday. They didn't get to look at it, but we've looked at it this morning and it's like, it's not fixable. So, they ordered a new tire for tomorrow. And I said, well, you might as well order 2. Because I'm pretty sure that one's not far behind it. And that's a big thing that a lot of people in other parts of the world won't get. Wintertime, where it's very, very cold, it's not just hard on machines, it's hard on tires. As you saw from the mixer wagon, why the tire on the mixer wagon tore out, those frozen poops, they're hard on machines, they're hard on tires. And that's pretty much what happened. The like a sort of a tall, pointy poop, odd to say those words, is probably what tore that tire apart, and it's probably what tore that tire apart. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. So, I still have animals to feed today. Now, the skid steer with the bucket and the old guy with the mixer wagon is great for silage, but for doing bales, the orange tractor, apparently it just got split. Now, if you guys go back through the videos, you'll know when I took that tractor to the dealership. It's just getting split now. Not happy. You might sense that in my voice. A little bit. So, yeah, so there's no chance of the other loader tractor being back anytime soon. So, what are we doing? Well, that's why I was dragging the bale processor off. So, we can use Big Blue around the corner there. Hook him up to the bale processor. That way he can go and blow the hay bale out for the big cows, and then just use the back of the processor as a loader tractor, because all of the other ones are to get bales today as well. So basically what I can do is I can bring the bales down with that and set them near the pen, and then just use this, because this is slow as a glacier going along the road, but in and around the pens it's great. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's get on. So yeah, this is the one big problem with Big Blue here over the old red bugger. Pardon my French. The old red fella has dual PTO. Big Blue does not have dual PTO. He does have both PTOs, except one is Bluetooth. Hey, yeah, that was bad. So yeah, you have to switch out the shafts on these. It's actually the same as the orange bagger. Oh, and yeah, the update on the orange bagger. He is split. They are currently waiting on clutch plates from France. So yeah, you still have to order some of the parts from the French factory, from the Agco part. So yeah, when they split them, after their diagnostics had said the hydraulics are fine, I think they must have done like a hydraulic oil filter test, found fragments of asbestos or clutch plates anyway. So yeah, they said the clutch material was fairly worn down and the clutch plates were blued. So he assures me, he is quite certain, those were his text words. I always make sure to have text with mechanics, that way you have it in print. Quite certain the clutch is the issue, it's nothing in the hydraulics. So we're gonna go from there. Anyway, so yeah, the orange one has the same thing. There's a part-time shaft over there too. So yeah, you just gotta pull the circlip, because yes, I changed this from the I don't know what you call those ones, the little tabs that Ford normally have in here. Yeah, I got rid of those because they had a habit of popping out. So yeah, I put heavy duty internal circlips in this one. So pop her out, try not to lose too much oil because it does like to blag oil out. So anyway, get her done. Change over, that way I can have heating while I'm putting out silage. Yay! Hello darkness, my old friend. I've come to clean you once again. Come on, come on. I swear to gosh, it grows. When you start pulling it out, it just grows. It's like government spending. Like the more you reveal, the more it gets worse. It just gets bigger and bigger. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah. It's literally the height of the wheel. Now, if that doesn't show you, these machines are particularly good at keeping net wrap. Like I said, I clean this out at least once a month, because that's the part. If you keep it cleaned to a degree, it will pull the net wrap back in, the majority of it. You'll get the odd big piece that'll go out, little pieces, but the majority of it, when you have that initial bale drop in and it hits the hammers, when it starts grabbing the net wrap and you're keeping the bale moving, it will feed the net wrap back into the hammers, as long as you keep the bale moving. If you let the bale sit and chew for a while, it'll just pull bits off. But the key is, for the first revolution, you keep the bale moving, it will unroll the net wrap off the bale into the hammers, as long as the hammers are exposed. Looking at the hammers, as you can see, let's see if I can do this. You see how they're starting to bend? Yeah. Now they're probably the original hammers. This processor is probably close to 30 years old. Pardon my sniffing. So yeah, it's probably well overdue a set of hammers. But I've only lost 2 hammers so far. I'm trying to see if I can see. There was one near, but there's one there. So I've got one over there, and there's actually one on the opposite side nearby, like within a row or 2 over. So it's actually balanced, which is funny. So at some point, yeah, we're going to put a set of new hammers in this. But for now, it works fine, and it pulls the net wrap off just fine. So, new year, cleaned out processor. That's tradition. So yeah. Oh, that's zoomed in. It's not that big. Anyway, so yeah. Whew. Thankfully, that's a job off the list. And that's the thing, is it'd be great to have that big lugging kid of mine, Liam, do it, but he has tentatively asthma. He's worked through it though. He has done this job. He won't quit. He does it. But I try not to have him do it unless it's outside, and we can't do it outside during the winter, but in the spring we can. So, yeah, the old man's got to do it. Like I said, we did try to build a twine cutter system. That's why there's the opening there, but never worked. You can see the track. That's what that's for there. But nope. I've still figured this is quicker. This is the quickest way to do it. Get an the big 1-inch alpha knife, and I can do this in under 2 blades. Yeah, 2 nice, see all the snaps all over the place. Yeah, 2 blades will do all of this. Check mark. Swear to gosh, it moved. It's breathing. You girls can have your new shoes, but there's just something about used tires, especially on a tractor. Woo! So, Samson, it's a radial. Yeah, little tractor, little wheels, so 24-inch rim. These are 340s. So, available at the moment were Titans, or these Titans were $800 a piece. These were 6. So I let Dennis over at Jody's there make the decision. He figures these are good. These are good enough. As long as you're not on the highway a whole bunch, these are great. So call that a win. Like I said, there's a second one to go on the other side. So. Look at this. Hay. 3-year-old oat straw. There's cows leaving the hay to eat this straw. That's craziness. But hey, it's they like it. Like I said, every 2 days I give them one of these. Good enough. Now, don't get me wrong, I love that old Red International, and he still is going to have a huge part to play in year-round work. He's sort of the backup right now, and then during the summer he will be mostly running the post pounder, but then come harvest time, his job is running that pull-type combine. But I do love having heat while I'm mixing silage, because while I'm doing silage down at the bale yard, the skid steer doesn't have a door on it yet, so I don't have enclosed heat. And the red tractor doesn't have heat, so it gets pretty cold down there. And next week is supposed to be minus 30 with wind chills to minus 40. So yeah, having a working heater is going to be mighty important next week. More so than right now, but and almost exactly 2 hours later, there's that same 3-year-old oat straw bale. said, they had their hay there. Still see some still there, cleaning up, they'll come back, but yeah. Cool. The great thing is, you're here, you start getting everything cleaned up and doing a whole bunch of recycling. Recycling. Yeah, no, these cottonwoods are starting to die and coming down. So yeah, we just pile them over here till they dry out. And then we recycle them. Yeah. So, yeah. You might be a little overdue chancing your tracks when. So yeah, like I said, I've never done this before. And that's shame on me. So you pick the front end up off the idler, which is the front one. And then you jack up the back end, whichever side you want, to take the pressure off the fixed lower idler. Because, you know which way around this goes? I think it's the front one. So you hook your grease gun up there, and that pushes the front wheel out, and it'll pull these up. Like I said, I'd love to change these tracks out, but right now, financially wise, it doesn't make a lot of sense because there's still a fair bit of wear. Like I said, there's still a fair bit of wear in them, and the drive sprocket is still good, and it's not jumping. Well, especially considering it's this slack. If it's not jumping, then you're still good. So, yeah, I'm gonna start greasing this one up, and then I'll bring you back and show you the result. I know the screen's still foggy. Okay, let's see if I can hold this as steady as possible and show you this. It's hard to show this. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to make it out on camera because I'm pushing and squeezing at the same time, but as you can see, it's pulling up. There's still a fair bit of play down here, but according to the video Welker Farms did on their ones when they were changing the tracks, you're supposed to have it tight, but on the slack side still have about an inch of droop, inch to an inch and a half of droop. So the top will come straight and then the bottom will still hang down because that's where all the weight is. And getting close. I haven't put that much into it, maybe 10 zerks, 10, 15 zerks or whatever you call them, squirts. So yeah, that's actually amazing how quickly it does that. Maybe it won't chatter as bad now. Anyway, okay. Alright, let's see if you can see this. Trying to remember to keep it the even amount of pumps. I might need to put some more air into the big jack. Oh, okay. Hold on. So yeah, it's almost straight across the top, but As you can see, the lower idlers have that 1 to 1.5 inches of droop on the track. The track's not quite off the ground, but when I touch it, when I put my hands under it, it's literally just touching the ground. So that's her. So yeah, fairly simple. I don't know if you can see because I'm not looking through the viewfinder. There it is. So yeah, it's just fairly simple. Right there. There. So yeah, that's how you tighten the tracks on a skid steer. Yeah. That guy. It's gotta work. She's winter base. Currently -20 at 5 p.m. Yeah. And I'm sure glad I got the blue tractor on the mixer wagon, so I've got heat in the cab now, because still no door on the skid steer, so that's on an immediate things to do list. Go get a piece of not perspex, what's it called? You know what I mean. You're all yelling at the screen right now. Yeah, that stuff. Yeah. So the next trip into Brandon, gonna go and get a sheet of that stuff and some small gauge steel to make the door frame. Like some 3/4 inch square tubing and some 3/4 inch angle iron. So yeah, because it doesn't need to be like real heavy duty. Like I thought, like, oh, I've got some inch square tubing. That's probably too heavy. It doesn't need to be like that. So okay, I'm gonna put a couple of more grabs in here, and then go do the coos, and then make up another load, and then those guys there get half a load tonight, and they get a half a load tomorrow. So I do like 1.5 loads every day. So this pile should be pretty well wrapped up by calving season, because I think, yeah, I'd far rather be done the silage for calving season and then just be doing bales and not coming back down here. So yeah, let's get on. The problem with doing silage at this temperature, I have a hard time seeing the dang stuff. It's like this. There's just a big cloud coming out of the mixer, a cloud coming out the base, but it smells nice. Yep, that's pretty much what they said. Supposed to have that like an inch or so deep. Oh, pardon me. Oh my gosh. So yeah, like I was saying in the previous clip, I think it was the previous clip. So we're going to be building a door. I'm trying not to slip in the bucket here. We're going to be building a door for this sucker. So we'll get rid of that factory handle. There's a gap down there. There's nothing you can really do with that. So yeah, we'll just, because probably fill this up a little bit so it will mount it to that edge there, so it'll come out to be here, where the hinge will be about here. And then there's lots of room on this side to come to where that black seal is. And then we'll just put like a foam gasket on the inside of the door frame, and then just make one of those gravity latches that'll come down on the inside on that side. It's not too hard to make. So yeah, that's the plan. So I sent off the serial numbers, because I kind of like to have my serial numbers logged at the local dealerships. So I sent that plate and that plate to our buddy Tim McWhirter up there at Mazers. Tim used to be a local boy. He's now living up there, but Good guy. He's actually the service manager, but because he's sitting right next to the parts department, he can just take those pictures and email them through to their computer, and then they have it on file. So when I want to order these parts, I can just say, get me the Spoopelhausers, and then we'll go from there. So I said to him, I got a couple more things just to round up before I make the orders, but I probably could start just ordering some stuff right away. So first on the list will be the sets of these. I don't need the fingers, I just need the guides. The guides and the wear blocks. Those. And oh yeah. All the blades are out, people. She's done. And we're done. Here they are. So, yeah, it was kind of hard. I was trying to look for maker. There, right there. These are from Austria. So, one thing that kind of worried me is this. So, as you can see, they're good and straight. That's not. And there's a lot of them like that. So, same thing. Take a look down the back. You can kind of look along, make sure they're straight on every aspect. Ta-da. There was a couple of them that were extra bad. See, those are good till you get to that. Now, that's what I was talking about while the drum was still inside, because I had a couple of people saying just keep sharpening till you get back to a good edge. The problem is that edge is I don't know what the actual term is, but that's a hardened edge. And as far as I know, it starts off about 1/4 inch thick. But this has been happening. Like I said, there's a couple that are pretty good, and there's a couple that are just they're done. They're done. See, you can see there's a fair curve. See how this one is like quite good? Like how thick, there's my finger. How thick that is? You can see down to here where there's almost nothing left. Down to here, big chunk chip right out. And good amount there. So anyway, the long story short is they have not been riding in the chopper well. So I'm going to drag out the cutter bar, which is that guy there. Gonna drag him out, and then also got to use a straight edge to find out that the drum is actually okay, that it hasn't got out of whack. Because if some of these bolts have been moved, and we have a bigger problem, because then this whole thing is to true up, and that's not fun. Yeah, because I would have to crack all of these nuts and bolts, take all of these out and get them straightened, because they'll have bends in them. So yeah. Okay, we'll dig into the cutter bar, and then we'll be able to place at least our first order. I know I have to, like I said in the previous video, that bolt there, my finger is pointing at, there, is missing. Why it's missing? Good question. But it's missing. So all I'll do is I'll take the other one apart, the other side apart, and I'll just get a duplicate. 2 new duplicates made, and then just put that one for a spare and put new bolts in, because if I'm going this far in, I'm gonna do her upright. So that's where we're at. So thank you for watching, everybody. Yes, I know. Sorry, no, please don't beg. I have to go. I have to go, everybody. Please, don't make it awkward. No. I know, saying goodbye, bittersweet sorrow, all that stuff. Oh yeah, for anybody in this area, here's a blast. Yeah. That's an old sticker. Holy moly, is that old. Yeah, that's prior to Bob Mazur taking over. So, yeah. Anyway, I have no idea what we did this week. It's a bit of a blur. We just had our last Christmas party on Saturday night there. So, like I said, look forward to a door project for that. Waiting on the new programmer for the diesel truck, because there's the blanking kit sitting right there. So that'll be coming up. We are hopefully in the next week or so going to start cutting up the oil pipe to start making a feed rail. So that's coming up. So sad to say, I passed 800 subscribers and I've now passed back under 800 subscribers. I have no idea what's going on. I hear people saying I should have more subscribers. I would agree with you. But apparently YouTube and Google that owns YouTube does not agree with you. So it is what it is. But I appreciate the subscribers I do have. So I hope you all come back next week. Yeah, please stay warm, because it's currently minus 23, I think it is, or 2, or I don't know. It's cold. It's rather cold. Cows are not happy. So, stay warm, stay happy, and I hope to see you next week. And I'll see you in the comment section. Right down there. You know, just go there, press like, please. And then go down there and press subscribe if you haven't. And then go on down there and type in something to me. I don't know. Okay. Tell bye, everybody. Still gotta fix that thing though. Well, fudge. The great thing is, they're two-sided, so you can always switch to the other side when one gets bad. Well, double fudge.